Pow! Pew, pew.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, welcome to another episode.
You're all welcome.
Another one.
Another
one. Of 2 on 1, the hottest sports talk show your baby daddy cousin ever heard of. We trying to become global, not local, baby.
Word.
Today we talking about the NFB. No, I fucked that up. Not for blacks. That's what we gonna call it. Typo. Sorry. But the NFL. We gonna talk about the NFL.
Yeah. NFL is this Rooney Rule, man. Like, Rooney Rule is supposed to allow these black coaches.
Rooney Rule.
Man, look. The Rooney Rule is supposed to allow these black coaches an opportunity to get interviews that they otherwise wouldn't get. But as we've seen the NFL do with this Colin Kaepernick thing and black players kneeling, they find their way to make things happen around the way of going, or a roundabout way, I should say, of the whole race argument. So, I mean, they go out, they interview these black coaches, but what they're doing is they're picking. And I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. We'll probably edit some of this out. But what the NFL is doing, they are using this Rooney Rule, and they're taking these minority coaches, not just blacks, but Hispanic. My man from the 49ers is Lebanese. Like, they're taking these coaches of minority descent, and they are basically using them as like props, like puppets, where like they're going and interviewing people that they have no intention of ever truly considering for the job, just to say that they did so, and then they go hire coaches that's been passed around from team to team, no winning records. Jason Garrett is the top offensive coordinator under Joe Judge, who we have no evidence of being a good coach, coming out of New England. We've hired how many Bill Belichick assistants? The only two that can have some type of, hey, look at me over here, I actually turned out good, is Bill O'Brien, which a lot of us don't believe is actually a good coach.
He only has a job because of Deshaun.
He was starting Tom Savage over Deshaun Watson. Nothing needs to be said there, and he's barely above 500. And Mike Vrabel is in year 2. It's looked good through 2 years, but it's still 2 years in.
We still gotta see some time. Matt Patricia might actually know what he might be doing. Might, keyword. He is out there dealing with the third string quarterback in Detroit, so they got some stuff to go on about.
But even when they had Matt Stafford healthy, they weren't good.
Hey, they were competing. It is the Lions.
It's the Lions. It's
the Lions. I don't.
Yeah. Sorry, Lions fans.
You probably named 4 people on their roster right now. Darius Slay, Matt Stafford,
Marvin Jones. They got. I can name 5. Kerryon Johnson.
Kenny Galladay.
Oh, they got the one dude that they messed up the call on Monday Night Football against the Packers. Trey Flowers.
Oh.
They used to play. I think
he used to play with New England.
Yeah. So
okay, name more than 10.
Not happening.
Exactly.
But I guess we can give you Matt Patricia. So 1.5. Because I don't think. Do you believe Bill O'Brien is a good coach?
Nah.
Cool.
Hold on. The only judge we acknowledge is Aaron, and he plays in MLB.
Yeah.
Joe Judge, I don't know.
Nah. And hold on, how long he's been? I think he's been the special teams coach and wide receivers coach now in New England for 8 years. Spent 3 years on Nick Saban's staff. I get it. You got ties to good coaches. You spend time around other good coaches. You pick up on things and start doing good coach things. Understandable. But New York, y'all didn't take no time to look into anybody else. Y'all were dead set on the special teams coach from a team that this year didn't have a good special team.
I don't even know if they interviewed anybody.
Couldn't
Because
tell
out of the blue, they said they hiring a coach. I was like, well, the Browns interviewed like 6, 7 people. Y'all didn't interview anybody.
No.
Like, where does this dude come from?
I don't know what the Giants are doing. Shout out to the Dolphins, Brian Flores. Shout out to Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin. Shout out to LA Chargers, Anthony Lynn. Shout out to the Redskins, Hispanic coach Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron. You know, give him some credit. He took Cam and the Camettes to the Super Bowl a few years
But
back.
out of 32 teams, that's
four
minorities.
4 minorities. But y'all got
It's like when a job application asks, are you African American, are you Hispanic? And you like, should I really inform them? Maybe I might get a job, maybe I won't.
I'd rather not say.
Like, come on, man. It's stupid.
No.
But the Rooney Rule is baloney.
Yeah. It's trash.
Like, there's no, like, you just interview him just to be like, oh, well, we aim an interview. We just like this guy back. How, Sway? We haven't never seen Joe Judge coach a game. Now, it is some candidates out there. You can be like, but I'm pretty sure most people would take Marvin Lewis over Joe Judge.
I mean, let's say, what's my man name? The Chief, Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator in Kansas City. Kansas City's offense looks pretty good under him. Joe Judge's special teams hasn't.
That would have been a blessing for Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. It's the type of coach you need. I mean, and then you hire the receivers coach from the Patriots, and what do the Patriots don't have?
They don't have receivers.
What are we doing?
We rest our case there. All the best to Joe Judge and the Giants, but questionable hire. We'll see what Matt Rule talking about in Carolina. I give him his credit. He turned around Baylor real quick. Mm-hmm. But it's different going from,
wasn't he at Temple before then? He turned
Was that Temple before then? Turned Temple around. Temple was good at football, and I never expected to see Temple good at football in my life.
So he obviously knows how to build.
Yeah. Build
your
team.
Inheriting Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore.
You got young
I don't
players.
know what y'all doing with the quarterback situation. Greg Olsen's foot hurt every 3 weeks. Defensively, you got Luke Kuechly and Shaq Thompson.
Luke Kuechly. Yeah,
they got some young corners.
Yeah.
Except that one corner that gave up 300 to Julio. I think he works at Good Burger. I think I seen him when I went to go get the KO special sauce. But
hey, so I like if you really look at it, there's a lot of opportunity still out there for black coaches, or not this year, so to speak, but there's a lot of black coordinators starting to come up and get their names up. Ty Bowles back as a defensive coordinator down in Tampa Bay. Still a chance, but NFL's got to do better. Flat out, that's what it is. But we'll see what these new coaches do. Cleveland still got a coach to hire to make.
Oh God, Freddie Attic wasn't it?
Yeah. Freddie was out there looking more like the dresser drawer instead of the kitchen.
Man, that guy's poo.
So we'll see what Cleveland do. But next topic, into the NFL draft just a little bit, talking about quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. See if that's the right way.
Tua from Alabama.
Tua from Alabama. Y'all know what we're talking about.
Cincinnati, you're on the clock.
Right. But
because obviously.
Tua's declared for the draft. A lot of talk about where should he be drafted. Is he a first-round pick coming off the hip injury? What are we getting from him? I don't really know how to answer all of those questions. One question I do know the answer to is some of the talk about should you take him as the first quarterback on the board. I don't think so. Not coming off a hip injury. If this was an ankle, if this was a knee.
Don't think so.
If this was just about any other injury, it could have been an ACL.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been fine taking him number one. It's a hip injury, bro, and we don't see any athlete, let alone football players, come back from hip injuries that often and play effectively.
Didn't he have a concussion and broken nose that game too? Like after that injury? Like he got messed up. Like
Tua got beat up, bro. Like they was teeing off on him.
he was on the cart. Oh God!
Yeah,
I was like, ugh, he's
look,
ugly.
Hopefully, full recovery, all that. But at the same time, he got beat up that game. Bro.
Coming from somebody with a bad hip, it sucks.
Yeah. So
Took a helmet in the hip. It sucks. A hip injury ended Bo Jackson. We don't know how this is gonna work. I pray the guy can come back. He's a special quarterback, but
now
Alabama quarterbacks do come in the league and be trash.
what I'm hoping for Tua is a situation popping up similar to like Gurley falling to the Rams. Well, I won't say falling, but a lot of people were nervous to take Todd Gurley in the first round, let alone a top 10 pick. The Rams knew they wanted him. They knew how special his ceiling was. They might be paying for it a little bit now, but that's a different conversation. They took him, and from the time they took him up until basically like this year, he was one of the most special players in the NFL. So there are some risks that are worth taking. I don't know who that team is right now that would be risky enough to take Tua while also having the opportunity to play him right now. Maybe it's somebody like the Chargers. They're going to need to sell tickets.
That, to me, would be the best bet for him to go to. It's the Chargers. A lot of people are connecting him with the Dolphins, but the Dolphins' offensive line is terrible.
Yeah.
And obviously, if he's continuously getting hurt every other week, I don't want to put him behind a line who can't block a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
So
the Vikings, I said the Vikings.
the
Dolphins
Chargers need.
no.
And then Phillip Rivers is getting old, so he will fit in perfectly.
Phillip Rivers was dumb.
Because obviously the Bengals aren't drafting. Bengals are going to take Joe Burrow unless
it all lines up
something
for,
stupid happens.
That's the safest pick. Cincinnati has to do something safe. Whether that means that Joe Burrow is like another Andy Dalton, we don't know. Maybe the case. He could also be spectacular.
Or he could be mediocre.
That's what I'm saying. Like it can go either way with quarterbacks in the NFL draft. There's just it's all over the board in terms of coming off injuries, what they did in college versus what they turned into the league. All across the board. But Joe Burrow is the safe pick. You know what you're getting with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is the same age, I believe. Well, Lamar Jackson just turned 23. Joe Burrow is 23, about to be 24. So, a little older prospect that you're getting, but, still able to groom into an NFL, a quality NFL starter. So, hopefully Cincinnati get the opportunity to do that, and they do it well, take advantage of it. Maybe Zach Taylor knows something from working with the Rams and, Sean McVay, Jared Goff. Maybe. But.
Or maybe they do something stupid like draft from Georgia.
Kind of like how Baker got took number one the year.
Still puzzled. Baker out here looking like Jameis Jr. He went for 30 for 30, you went for 20 and 20. You're not that far behind them, bucko.
Hey, look. I don't know what.
And the crazy thing, Jameis, you got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
And O.J. Howard. Baker, you got Odell, Jarvis.
You got Njoku when he healthy.
And you still out here singing it up.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. But we'll see what the draft talking about come April. Last but not least,
special too.
Oh yeah, of course, got to do that. Last but not least, got to cover NFL playoff action coming up this weekend. I'm trying to think. Last week, I know for sure I picked. Did I pick the Bills? I think I picked the Bills, but we said if Deshaun gets in the bag, which
he got
in that bag that we were talking about, and it turned out to be the Texans game. So I guess it would give us a wrong pick on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Tennessee, I believe. I'm pretty sure I picked Tennessee.
I think you did.
Pretty sure I picked Tennessee. I know for sure I did not pick Minnesota.
I don't think Minnesota picked Minnesota.
Don't know what I don't think I picked Minnesota at all. Saints let everybody down, but You know, you can call the pass interference call questionable. Drew Brees fumbled at a very key moment in that game. They messed up some plays that they could have had. So
hold that. Saints, stop complaining, bro. Y'all have all the time in the world to win the game, and you fumbled a bag. Literally.
Fumbled it.
Take the L, go into the offseason, get everybody healthy.
Maybe Taysom Hill will be your starting quarterback next year.
Yeah, bad knees, but continue.
So Saints took an L, and then I know I also messed up picking Philly, but I also didn't know Carson Wentz was going to get hurt.
I actually picked Seattle.
Yeah. So,
but nobody knew Carson was getting hurt. So.
A little off on those picks. Maybe we'll have some better luck this week. But first game on the docket, you got Minnesota, San Francisco. In San Francisco, Minnesota coming off a big win in New Orleans. Kirk Cousins actually earning, Kirk Cousins looking more like Kirk brother out there. Like, he was earning his name last year. Yeah, Ken Folk.
Hey, look. Hey. I'm going with San Francisco.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say, I'm not picking Minnesota, but I do think the game is going to be a little bit closer than what people probably think, just because I don't really know what Jimmy Garoppolo we're going to get. And granted, Deebo Samuel, Emmanuel Sanders, they played really well down the stretch. A lot of defenses they saw down the stretch weren't Minnesota's. So it could be a close game. But at the end of the day, I think 49ers pulled out at least by field goal, maybe touchdown, depending on how it all break down. But it's definitely not going to be a blowout, in my opinion.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout either. I think San Fran wins by a TD.
So they move on to the NFC Championship game Saturday night. I think this is going to be the best game all weekend. Baltimore versus Tennessee. Derrick Henry laid the smack down on New England and he took over Foxborough and made it Derrick Henry's day on his birthday. Shout out to him. Hell of a performance last week. Titans with a clutch win, 20-13. Don't know what Tom Brady's going to do going into next year, but we're not talking about him right now. Guess what? He's at home like we are.
Yep. We're going to talk about Lamar. I got Lamar and them winning by 20 points. Ooh. Because Brian Tannehill, you can't go out here with under 120 yards and expect to win in Baltimore.
This is true.
It's not going to work.
This is true.
It's not.
I think it's going to be a better game than that. Now, when I say best game of the weekend, I guess I should be saying most entertaining game of the weekend, because the score may not reflect how entertaining the game actually is. So I'll say Baltimore, let's go 31-21. Go on, AFC Championship game, up in the wire. And, we'll see y'all next week.
I got Baltimore 31-1. They don't feel sorry for him. Give him a point.
Just hand him a point.
It's going to get ugly.
There it is.
What we got Sunday?
Sunday first game is KC at home for Houston. I guess KC is going to win this.
I really don't know, because if Deshaun pulls out his bag again.
So, not even so much if Sean pulls out his bag again. If we get the same old Andy Reid
in the playoffs,
he's
choking.
What said the interstate of sale Kings of Comedy about? Well, not Kings of Comedy, about Luther Vandross though. Curl wasn't quite there, bro.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite right. That's how we feel about Andy Reid. He always get there, but he don't quite.
It might be his time. I got faith in Patrick, but I got faith in Deshaun too. So it's gonna be an interesting game.
I think what? I lied. I got a little ahead of myself, y'all. I apologize. Houston KC is definitely gonna be the most entertaining game of the weekend.
It definitely is.
Definitely gonna be the most entertaining game of the weekend. What am I talking about?
I don't know.
It'll
I
probably
just let you go. I don't cut people off.
I appreciate you, bro. 35-31. I don't know who's winning the game, but I know that's
can't
gonna be
predict that either.
That's gonna be the score.
I don't know. I would say whoever get ball ass, because both of their defense have their trash moments. So I really do not.
Yeah,
know.
I definitely don't. I still don't trust KC's defense. Everybody been talking it up the past few weeks. Still don't trust KC defense. Last game of the weekend, Seattle in Green Bay.
Nobody want to go to Lambeau.
Nobody
I made this statement so many times.
Nobody want to
like people go back to the Aaron Rodgers versus Russell Wilson game. Like, well, Russell ain't played that well. He had 2 interceptions. Well, Rodgers didn't play that well. He had 2 interceptions. Russell threw 4.
Yeah.
And he almost had a 5th. But Clinton Dix became stupid on a 2-point conversion and didn't play the ball. And that would have won.
Yeah.
So it's different now. You gotta go to Lambeau. It's pretty cold in Lambeau right now. I got the Packers winning by 4 points.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
I just made 4 up. This is gonna be a weird score. But 24-20. There we go.
Yeah, or 21-17. So hey, I was there with you, but I'm gonna go Green Bay. I don't feel great about it. And I don't feel great about it because Russell Wilson is a bad man.
He is.
I feel the same way about him as I do Deshaun Watson. If he go in that bag that's at the back of the bus, not the one that he carried out, but the one
you also got to factor in they put up 17 points on the Eagles' defense. Green Bay's defense is much improved.
Yeah, and they can't really run the ball right now either.
That's the temperature in Lambeau. You need to run the ball because you ain't throwing it.
I'm going Green Bay.
Nah, get back in Green Bay.
I'm going Green Bay by a field goal at the crib. I'm going 24-21 Green Bay.
All right, man. NFL is about to get quite interesting.
Yeah. So if that happens, we got what? San Fran, Green Bay, and Baltimore.
Somebody playing in Baltimore. That's what we gonna end it on that because I don't know.
Either way, I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's probably going to be the best football weekend we've had in a while. But until next time, I am Josh Price.
Daryl Looney.
201. You know where to find us. Subscribe, like, all the above.
Share.
All the above.
Sharing is caring, guys.
Mm-hmm. You love somebody, Valentine's Day is coming up. Present them the gift of Josh and Lou talking sports.
Or you can get them some of these. Cookies and cream, pretty delicious.